Hello. So I'm going to be filming a quick Tokusatsu media collection video today. Aside from horror, which I've already done a collection video for that, Tokusatsu is it's a medium of entertainment, but I guess it's a genre of filmmaking as well. Um, it's the aside from horror, it's my number one passion as far as like entertainment goes. So I have these shelves, and then I have some steelbooks down there, which I'm not going to be going over today. But I'm just going to be filming my Tokusatsu media collection. Maybe next year I'll do an update or something. But up here I have Space Sheriff Gavin, which the actual case is out right now because I started watching it. And then we have my Ultraman collection, which is probably the thing I'm most passionate about when it comes to Tokusatsu. We have Ultra Q, Ultraman. I'm going to move this. Ultra 7. The Return of Ultraman, have not seen that. Ultraman Ace, also haven't seen that. I kind of stock up on Tokusatsu and then watch it whenever I can get to it. Ultraman Taro, as well as Ultraman Leo, and Ultraman 80 to finish off the Showa era of Ultraman. There's a couple random things that I'm missing, but it's mainly just this as far as the Showa goes. My favorite Showa Ultraman is easily Ultra 7. It's one of my favorite TV series of all time, and I'm also very into Ultra Q. And then I have a that is up here. I took that out of the case and switched it out, so I don't really need that. We have Ultraman Tiga, Ultraman Dyna, and Ultraman Gaia. Tiga is my second favorite Ultraman series. And then we have Ultraman Cosmos, Ultraman Nexus, Ultraman Max, which is my favorite Ultraman series of all time. At least from what I've seen. I haven't seen Nexus or Cosmos or Gaia and Dyna actually, and Mebius. I haven't watched Mebius yet. I just stock up on this stuff and then I get to it when I can get to it. Ultraman Zereth, 1 and 2. Ultraman Neo. So I watched a couple episodes of that. Neo Ultra Q, which is amazing. Ultra 7X. I'm not a big fan of it, honestly. Ultra Galaxy Mega Monster Battle 1 and Neverending Odyssey, as well as the movie. I've seen the first series in this. I'm not a fan of it. It's my least favorite Ultraman thing I've watched. Ultraman X, which was okay. Ultraman Orb, which I loved. This was my favorite of like the new generation of Ultraman stuff that I've seen, at least. Ultraman Orb Origin Saga, haven't watched that. Shin Ultraman, fantastic movie, as well as Ultraman Geed, the movie. I have not watched that. I bought that for like $7 at a half price books, and I regret it because when I eventually get the Geed series, it's going to have the movie in it, and there'll be no reason for me to even own this. And then my favorite thing I own in my entire Tokusatsu collection, which is the import of Godzilla -1, the really nice big collector's edition that they put out. I also own the Criterion Collection big box set of Godzilla, but I moved them to these because I think they look nicer on a shelf, and also to protect the packaging as well as the discs of the big collector's edition. And then we have Godzilla 1998, as well as Rodan, which I also ordered from the same Etsy shop that I got these. I need to do it for the rest of the Godzilla films. I just haven't gotten around to getting that. And then I have Godzilla 1984, or I guess The Return of Godzilla. I don't know if this has both cuts on it. I don't know if it has the... Maybe it does have the English version. I'm not sure. I've only watched the Japanese version of the movie. I've never watched the English version. Godzilla vs. Biollante. I got this for like $6 at a half price books when this DVD was like... The Blu-ray was like $100. The DVD was like $30 online, and this was like $6 at half price books. It's the only Godzilla movie I don't own on Blu-ray. Criterion just put out a 4K, and I need to get that just to have all of them. And then we have Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, as well as Godzilla vs. Mothra, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, as well as Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. Not a big fan of these two, as far as Godzilla movies go. Godzilla vs. Destroyer and Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. I think that's underrated. I think this is like god tier kaiju filmmaking. And then we have Godzilla 2000, Godzilla, Mothra and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack, which is my favorite Godzilla movie. Uh, it's maybe my favorite kaiju film of all time as well. Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, Godzilla Tokyo S, and Final Wars. It's weird that they didn't put Tokyo SOS with against Mechagodzilla, being as though that's the only direct sequel in the entire Millennium era. It's weird that they decided to separate those. But Final Wars is also insane. I love that movie. Shin Godzilla, which is fantastic. I love Shin Godzilla. Godzilla 2014. I wish I had this on 4K actually. Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla versus Kong, as well as Godzilla the New Empire. This one's on 4K. Also, this one's on 4K as well. I just wish I had these two on 4K, but it's not really that big of a deal. And then we have the Mothra movies. We have the original Mothra. I'm not that big of a fan of it. I definitely prefer, as far as like Ishiro Honda's non straight up Godzilla movies, I prefer War of the Gargantuas. I also think I prefer the Mysterians and Frankenstein Conquers the World. War of the Gargantuas is like on a whole another level of the other ones that he made that wasn't featuring Godzilla. I just wish that there was like a legitimate Blu-ray release of it, which I don't think there has been. I don't know. And then we have Rebirth of Mothra 1, 2, and 3. I've seen the first two. I got this way before I got into Godzilla. I just thought it looked cool and it was $10. And I watched the first two, but I haven't watched 3. But I watched the first two before I got into Kaiju stuff, so I would probably have a completely different perspective on the films now if I rewatch them. Which is good that I got it when I did, because I'm pretty sure this is out of print now. And then we have the Gamera Showa era collection, which I love the absolute shit out of these movies. I got into Gamera way before I got into Godzilla, which I think is not a normal thing. Normally it's the other way around, and people just get to Gamera when they've ran out of Godzilla movies to watch. But this was the first like piece of kaiju media that I picked up, or the first piece of Tokusatsu media I picked up, and it's one of my favorite box sets I own. Even though I love the Heisei era more, I just have strong feelings towards the Showa era because it was when I realized I like kaiju stuff. But yeah, the Gamera movies are amazing. They're very underrated. The Heisei trilogy is like one of the greatest film trilogies ever made. And then I have them, which I haven't watched. I just picked it up because it was $10. King Kong, which is a goated kaiju movie. Even to this day, this thing holds up. It's amazing. Son of Kong. I don't like this movie. I picked it up on DVD because it was like $5 on eBay with shipping included, and I wanted to own all of them. But I'm not spending $15 to $20 to get the Blu-ray of this. The DVD's fine, I guess. King Kong Escapes, King Kong, and Skull Island on 4K. I don't have 76 or 78, the remake, and I also don't have King Kong Lives, but I hope to get those eventually. Pacific Rim Uprising. I'm a big fan of this movie. I think it's pretty underrated. I think it's a lot funner, in my opinion, than the original, even though I can admit that the original is like a quality movie. It's just, this is like peak turn your brain off and watch it type of movie. We have the Power Rangers movie, which is, if I could pick any movie to get a sequel I would pick that one. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie on DVD. Time Force, which I haven't watched that. Then I have my 2 Super Sentais. I have Jetman, which is peak Tokusatsu, as well as Zeo Ranger. Then I have Mobile Cop Jiben, which I have not watched yet. I just got that recently. Kamen Rider Black, I think it's a little overrated. Then I have Kamen Rider Kuga, which is my favorite Tokusatsu TV show of all time. It is my second favorite TV show of all time, right behind Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And then lastly, I have Cloverfield, which I just threw up here. I don't know why it's not with the other American stuff. And then I just have some random steelbooks up here, which they're not Tokusatsu. But yeah, that's my Tokusatsu media collection right now. It's one of the things that I like to collect the most outside of horror, and that I care the most about. If my house was burning and on fire, I would save this in my horror movie collection if I had to save anything. But thank you for watching.